Hey there, comic book fans. I am back from the comic shop again this week. A rare Saturday comic shop trip in video for me because of the holidays. But I got 8 comics. 5 were on my pull list. 3 I pulled off the shelf. But let's start with my top of the printer comics. I guess it's not of the week, it's of the half week. Because after I made my Wednesday Christmas video, I put 2 new ones up, and I guess I'll put 2 new ones up now. But we've got, what is this? XMen Annual number 4, 1980. And it's Bob McLeod, J.R. Jr., inked by Bob McLeod. I don't remember this cover at all. I was just looking through some stuff on my shelf for something I wanted to put out, and I saw this cover and was like, oh, X-Men Annual 4. I don't remember the comic at all, but I liked the cover. And then we've got Catalyst. This is 10 years old now. When did this come out? 2013. I don't know who our grandpa is. There's the signature. But I like the cover. Decided to put it. I think this was, I remember liking this series, Catalyst Comics. I think Joe Casey is the writer on this. I don't remember the artist. The artists are Paul Maybury and a couple. But I think this was sort of a superhero shared universe, Catalyst Comics. I think Joe Casey was in charge of. But now I'll put those 2 away and pull 2 new ones out. Let's see what comics I got. We have got X-Men number 9, the Chris Geruso cover. This is the 3rd one I've got. Let's see, I just, there was X-Men 8 and 9, and there was Uncanny X-Men 7 and 8. I think is this the 3rd one or the 4th? I can't remember now. But I think we still have 8 to come. I think we still have Uncanny. But anyway, he's doing the Jim Lee cover. There was a gatefold cover for X-Men number 1 by Jim Lee back in 1991 or something. I forget when that issue came out. But he's been doing his version of that for these X-Men covers for these months. So it's Geruso after Jim Lee. I think there's actually a year. I can't see it. A Jim Lee year, maybe? I'd have to get my magnifying glass out to tell. But got that one. Like I said, I've been buying these for the Chris Geruso covers. But I've kind of been enjoying the comics. They haven't been terrible. And then we've got, this is back, The Sickness, issue number 6. By Jenny Cha is the artist, right? And art, Jenny Cha. Story, script, Jenny Cha and Lonnie Nadler. And this is really weird horror comic. And this is the one, who's publishing this? Uncivilized Books. It's a $6 comic, I just noticed. And I actually Uncivilized Books had a deal. If you were among the first 200 people to subscribe to it through them, you would get all 5 covers for the first issue plus 5 issues. I think it was like $30. So it was the price of the 5 issues. So I was like, all right, I'll get that deal. So the first 5 issues I actually had mailed to me. And I'm like, they can't be making any money off of this at $30. And I also got, 5 different covers of the first issue and was like, wow, that's cool. Then I went, what do I need 5 copies of the first issue for? So for this, they offered a subscription for the 2nd volume, which is 6 through 10. But I didn't go for it just because, I'll just order it from my comic shop because I think the price of the subscription obviously went up because I don't think they were making any money at $30. It went up to like $40 or whatever. But I was just like, I'll just get it through my comic shop. It's easier than waiting for it in the mail. Even though at the end, I think they were using a service and was getting it to us the same time, if not earlier, than the comic shop. And then we've got Rogue Sun, Parrot, Cotton, Abel, Marquez, and Carrie. I think that we've got a different. Abel, one name, is this artist for this story arc, and Abel is he or she is different than the one who's drawn the rest of it. Rogue Sun is a superhero story, teenage superhero story. Inherited his estranged father died. It turns out was a superhero, and he inherited whatever turns him into Rogue Sun. It was an amulet or something. So he's trying to figure out his life as a superhero. the ghost of his father lives on in the amulet because Rogue Son, sort of like the Phantom, where there was always a new Phantom every generation. Well, the Rogue Son goes back hundreds of years too, and the ghosts of the old Rogue Sons live on in the amulet or whatever it is. So there's stuff like that, but it's basic superhero stuff, and it's in the Massive verse along with Radiant Black and other things. Then we've got Creepshow, Volume 3, Issue number 4. I've been enjoying all these. Another Ice Cream Man artist, Martin Morazzo. No, what is it? Martin Morazzo. I was actually right this month. And Chris Halloran on the colors, doing this cover. Of course, there's 3 or 4 covers, but that's what I've been getting. Then we get two 10-page stories. Flesh Wounds, Mike Carey, Mark Torres, artist, Pat Brosseau, letterer. And then Face, Aki Bright, A-C-K-Y. I don't know who that is. Bright, writer and artist, and Pat Brosseau, letterer. That's the way I'm saying his name now. I don't know if that's right or wrong, but I like it. Creepshow. And then we got a first issue here, 37 pages for only $3.99. It's Deadly Tales of the Gunslinger, a Spawn one. Jimmy Palmiotti written, which is why this got on my radar. I know him from back in my Marvel days, and I think he's still on Twitter. I see his stuff on Twitter, and he tweeted out that he'd be. I think there's a miniseries, a 4-issue miniseries or something, of Gunslinger Spawn. So I'll check it out. Why not? January 2025. Let's see. December, first printing. Does not tell you. Deadly Tales of Gunslinger number 1. It does not tell us that it's a mini, but I think it's a mini. And then here's one I wasn't expecting. We have got Nexus Scourge, Mike Barron and Kelsey Shannon. It's not a. You know what? Maybe that's why. That's why I didn't pay attention to it, because it wasn't drawn by Steve Rude. But the guy sure looks like Steve Rude. He's drawn a bit like Steve Rude. So I figured I'd pick up the first issue and give it a read. Mike Barron is the original writer on Nexus, but Steve Rude was the original artist. And I know Steve Rude has put out Nexuses without Mike Barron. I think Mike Barron can put them out without Steve Rude too. So I figured I'd give this a read from Alien Books. Why not? Give it a try. And then this one was on the pull list. Penthouse Comics, issue number 6. The Dead All Have the Same Skin concludes with a shocking ending. Gun Crazy gears up for another arc. I Spit on Your Grave ends with a big finale. And more with Barbara Dunkelman. Okay. Decent cover. I've been enjoying Penthouse Comics. On our Friday night show, Paolo Wilson and I have put the over-under on Penthouse Comics at 11 issues. That was like, we were like, will it go more than 11 or less than 11? That was our betting, and almost everyone was betting on less than 11. But it's up to 6, so 5 more issues, and the over might win. 6 more issues, and the over does win. And then this I picked up off the shelf. I'm not sure when it came out. I don't remember seeing it. Superman versus Wonder Woman. This is a reprint, of course, of the, what were they called? Marvel's were Treasury editions. I can't remember what DC's were called. In the 70s, but it's Jose Garcia Lopez art. That's what I bought it for. Jose Garcia Lopez with Dan Atkins inking them. So that's a nice combination. Jerry Conway, writer. Jose Garcia Lopez and Dan Atkins, artist. Gaspar Saladino, letterer. Jerry Serpi, colorist. And Joe Orlando, editor. So all guys from the 70s, but I was just like, I could use some nice Jose Garcia Lopez art. I've never seen this one, so I'm interested to read it, but I'm a big Jose Garcia Lopez fan. To me, he was the only reason to buy DC Comics in the 70s, was his art. But where's that one weird thing? I don't know what's going on. What's this baby Hitler or something? I'm not quite sure what the plot is. Where there's that little person running around in a Nazi uniform. Maybe this is a World War II story. I don't know. Oh, it must be, because there's a Iron Nazi in yellow. But like I said, I have The Battle You Never Thought. I have never read this. Don't know anything about it. But the Jose Garcia Lopez art is really nice. All right, now let me show you a piece of mine. Oh, that's the one I showed you on Thursday, was it? No, Wednesday, Christmas Day. So let's pull out the one from behind it. That was 258. This is 259. Another. Male or female? I'm not sure. Alien. Then I think this is a guy. I don't know. It's just got a head and a neck with a triangle on the end, but that seems male to me. I always make these androgynous figures, and in my mind, sometimes they become male or female. Sometimes they don't. Like I don't think this alien is male or female, but that guy's a guy. Ooh, I like the rainbow clouds. I hadn't noticed them when I first picked it up. Rainbow clouds on top, some blue striped texture in the background. This is all ink and marker. I print these logos right out on the paper and then draw around them. Just because I want the logos right on the cover, because it reminds me of, I want to have the feel of a comic book cover and the feel of an old time cover. So I wanted to put them right on the paper, which rarely gets done anymore. Ooh, some nice wood textures up there. I like the way this one came out. It seems happy. It seems happier and peppier than a lot of mine. I don't know. I could use a little happy peppy bursting with love. Alrighty. Some comics, some artwork, and you guys have a good week out there.